Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks on how to speed solve your Pyraminx. I've gotten a few requests to do this after I've put out a few videos of me solving this at a competition. And I'll just go over a bit about me and the Pyraminx. First, I started off using this QJ. I don't think this is the first one I got, but it's been modded, as you can see. The mod didn't really help. This is pretty gummy, it pops, and it's not all that great. But now I use the new Shangsha Pyraminx. And I just use the stickers that come with it, because the stickers that come with the Shangsha Pyraminx are really good. As where if you get just a normal Shangsha cube, the shades aren't very great. I put the black on that one. But yeah, so I use the Shangsha Pyraminx with regular color scheme. And to be honest, I've never solved a white Pyraminx, so I don't know if I get worse or better times. About times that I get, I average 9 seconds. My best time on the Pyraminx, I believe, is a 2.35. I could be wrong. But yeah, so I do an average of 100 at least once a day on Pyraminx now, more recently, because at the Winona Open I got 4th place and I didn't even realize I was any good. I thought I was pretty bad at Pyraminx, like I am at any other puzzle. And I'm not by any means saying that I'm good. My cube just fell. I'm not trying to say that I'm good. I'm just saying that I'm better than some people, and I can give some tips. So the method that I use, I believe I learned from Monkey Dude. I could be wrong here again. It was so long ago. So first off, I'm just going to give you a couple tips on notation. There'll be some, I'll end the video with an average of 5, and I'll put the things in the description. Well, I guess most people just hold it red in front and then blue on, like this side. This is R, L, U, and B. And then it's just little letters, so little b, little r, little l, and little u. So now I'll give this a quick scramble, and I'll just go over the method I used real quick. So before I get started, I want to say I am not any good at making tutorials. This is my first real one that I've made, so you can let me know how I did in a comment if I need to make an improved version of this video. So what I start off by doing in my inspection time is I look for the easiest way to get 3 centers on a side. And in this case, I'm just going to go with yellow, so because I'll get more into solving later. And then I just put in the edges on that side, kind of messed that up there. And then I just solve the last tip. So I'm going to start off with center looking stuff. I always look first for a center like this that has a pair already matched up, or one that I can easily put in with one move. There's not really any I could put in with one move. I could kind of do that, put that blue and yellow in, but not going to. So I'd either start off with the orange or yellow side in this case, and it kind of looks like the yellow side is easier to start off with. So I would start the solve, and a lot of people have asked me at competitions when I do my tips. I do the tips throughout the solve, at the beginning and at the end, just whenever I can. So I know this piece is here, so I can obviously put that in, and I'll already have a piece placed in the center. So then I just bring that down and turn the tip with it, and then I just insert that. And then this last edge, I'd look for a case like this, where I can bring this edge up into its correct spot there, and then put this edge in. But oftentimes you won't be able to bring the edge that's here into its correct spot, because this piece that you need to bring down will be in its spot. And then here I just have an edge flip, which you should already know that. The edge flip is just you bring this down, up and up, and then this goes over, this goes up, this comes back over, and that goes back down. So edge flip is pretty easy. That is something I would recommend practicing, just edge flipping, because you are going to use it a lot, and sometimes you'll have a case where there's like 2 pairs of edges that need to be flipped. Okay, sometimes you'll get a case like this where all these centers are placed right on one side, and where that's great, you may have a case up here where there's a piece placed in, and you can turn it over and have a piece already in its correct spot and flipped the right way in just one turn, whereas to get a piece on this bottom side, it would take more than one turn. So that's something you got to look out for. And then sometimes it is fine to put a piece in the bottom flipped. So sometimes you'll get a case like this. It's the edge cycle on top after you've solved this face. And it is okay if you put a piece in flipped on this bottom, like if you're starting off the solve and it's very easy to put it in flipped. You can go ahead and do that and just flip it at the end. When you have this edge cycle, it's pretty simple. I just bring this piece down and over, up, over, down, up, over. So it's pretty easy. It's just a cycle, so you just, because this piece is going to go here, this piece is going to go here, and this piece is going to come here. So you just are putting the pieces in their correct spot, bring the next piece over, and then it does go the other way too. So like when this piece needs to go here, you bring this piece down and then you do like a U instead of the U prime on the other one. So you're just switching between the R and U face to do the edge cycle. And a lot of times what I come to on the last layer is something like this, or it'll be rotating the other way, like cycling the other way. This is an edge cycle and an edge flip. You could do the edge flip first if you wanted, but I like to do it last. So again, it's pretty easy to see that I need to just do the R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R, U prime, R. And then it's just the edge flip. So yes. And one of the biggest tips I can give on the Pyraminx is tips. Tips oftentimes get lots of people +2s. Make sure your tips are done. That's why I like to do my tips in the beginning and the middle of the solve mostly. And that's simply because I don't want to get to the end of the solve and then mess up on tips and get a +2. So that's one of the biggest tips I can give, is make sure your tips are solved. And yep, I'll go through one more scramble and then we'll do the average. Let's say you get something like this where no centers are easily like one move or a couple moves away and you don't have any paired up edges and centers. What you want to do in inspection time is just pick one side to start off with. Let's say I pick the yellow side, and I already see that this yellow piece is here and it obviously doesn't go right there, but actually it does, but not in that way. So when I start off the solve, I'm going to turn this tip down so it's matched up over here, and then I'm just going to bring this piece over so it's in its right place, and then I'll just bring those up, and that went in and that was kind of an accident. And again, you want to look for a thing like this where you can put in this piece to its correct spot. But we're going to move this up like this and bring that down, and it still causes an edge flip, but at least the bottom part is solved. And at this point I would turn these tips and then do the edge flip and that. So I hope this was helpful to some of you. If there's anything else you want me to go over, I didn't really think of anything else, but yeah, just let me know in a comment or a personal message if there's anything you're having trouble with on Pyraminx. I know a lot of people use the keyhole method, and this is kind of backwards from what I use. From what I hear and understand, you solve this tip here, and then you'd solve this face. And that just sounds like too many turns for me, and this seems to be pretty easy, and you don't need to know notation really for it. You can use the algorithms if you want. I'll put them in the description for the cycle and then the edge flip. So if you want to learn algorithms, that's great, but I don't use algorithms. I've just always used I just know it's pretty easy to cycle pieces, so yeah. And I'll just get to the average of 5 real quick, and this is where I cut out. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment how I did. Goodbye.
Yeah, I've kind of heard that over in there too. Yeah. Okay. Oh! Crazy. I know the name. I mean, I know the family, but I don't know that.
we don't do as much here, and then I'll run across somebody and start talking, and they'll start talking, and I'm listening to the things they're talking about, and I'm always still surprised, because I think the schools have gotten so big now. And I know there are people in Wanakee, because we have like food pantries, and we have a Wanakee neighborhood connection that helps out people that I used to do a lot with them and help